Hello. Many of you remember when I showed you how to make hospitality baskets for guests in your home. This can be for a guest staying overnight or a more extended stay. The basket here today has been made with a couple in mind. Keep in mind that all of these items should be customized to suit your guest, and what you see here may not work for your basket. This is just an idea of a starter basket, and you can build with what ideas you have, and feel free to share your ideas for baskets with me. I'd love to see them. So the first thing I like to put in a basket is a snack of some kind. Often guests will get a little craving, or they get hungry at night and they don't want to bother their host or hostess. And it's nice to have a little bit in your room. I think it's a wonderful gesture, and I think that guests really appreciate it. You can put savory and sweet options, and do a little bit of research on your guests' dietary concerns, and that will give you an idea of which treats to put in your basket. Often when I'm traveling, I forget my razor, and so I like to include a razor. This one is Venus. I really like the Venus brand razors. This is what it looks like. So this is the female razor made for women. And I've also included a male version. You will customize this. This is for a male and female. So I've got a male's razor. I've also included some shave gel. I won't just assume that my guest will use soap to shave. I only want the very best for my house guests. So I want them to have access to shave gel, which is a lot easier on the skin, and you get a smoother shave. And I think that guests appreciate that you go the extra mile. And I've also included these extra shave heads. Now this will be dependent upon how long the stay is, but one rule of thumb to remember is that it's better to have too many than too few. You want your guests to have plenty of options while they're at your home. You don't want your guests to have to leave to purchase toiletries, and you don't want them to run out. So it's good practice as a host or a hostess to have plenty on standby. Next, if you've got a woman staying with you, These makeup wipe removers make life so much easier. These are moisturizing and cleansing. And these have become very popular, and I believe it's with good reason because they make the process of removing makeup so much quicker and easier. These are very inexpensive. I believe I purchased these at the dollar store or Walmart, and I believe there are 25. Yes. So you can see here, there are 25 in the package. And this is the moisturizing version. And these are very, very good for the skin. They've got great ingredients in them, and they're inexpensive. And your guest will love these because she won't have to go to a great deal of trouble to remove her makeup at night. And that is such a luxury when you are traveling or staying with a friend. You don't want to have to bring your whole kitchen sink. So it's really a nice thing to have these provided for you. Something else I like to put in my baskets, and I like to put one of these in almost all of my baskets. It's a shower puff. It's got a little band. You can put it on your wrist while you're in the shower. Fill this with soap or body wash, and you will just massage it into the poof. Get a good amount of soap in it. Massage it like so. And that's how it works. I like to choose a colorful one. Sometimes I will match it to the basket, as I've done in this case. Sometimes I'll like a rainbow color, something that's fun and colorful. And so each guest should get a fresh poof. Do not place a poof in the basket that you've already had in your home or that's been used prior. You should always purchase a new one for each guest. It's just good manners, and it's also very inexpensive. You can see it's made of this net material. You see that? And then to go with the poof, we've got soaps. Again, individual soaps. And it's good to leave the soap in the packaging. This one is Lavender Jasmine, and it's by Dial. And this one is for women. You can smell it. It smells really wonderful. And then for the gentleman that will be staying with us, we've got our spring. But please feel free to use your preferred soap. If you choose a gender-neutral soap, then maybe you will only select one soap for your basket. In this case, I've chosen a masculine fresh soap as well as a feminine soap. So I've decided to place his and hers soap in the basket. Again, that's up to you. I find it very nice when I visit someone and they've left me a hairbrush, because my hairbrush at home is very long and big and it's bulky and it gets in the way, and this one is small. It's a travel size and it is a luxury to have that provided for you. I like this type of brush that's got these bristles here. But really, you can use whichever brush you like, or you can place a comb. You might want to give some thought to what type of hair your guest has. Or if your guest is bald, you may want to not place a brush in the basket. It's about being very mindful of your guest's needs. I put a cleansing water. Now, although we have placed the wipes in the basket for removing makeup, this cleansing water will get any leftover traces of makeup. And it's also okay for a gentleman to use, just to remove oils from the skin, or just to refresh the skin, really. It removes impurities, dirt, or anything that's left behind. And this one is by Garnier. Yeah, this is a great product to have. And there's quite a bit in this trial size, so I wouldn't recommend buying larger than the trial size. Even if your guest is staying for a week or longer, this water should keep for quite a while. And whatever your guest doesn't use, they can feel free to take home with them. Now, I've put 2 different lotions in this basket. I think lotion is one of the must-haves for a hospitality basket. This first lotion is by Jergens. It's BB Body, so it's a BB cream for your body. And the reason they call this a BB cream is because it does more for your skin than simply moisturize. So it tells you the 5 main benefits. So 1, it hydrates and smooths, brightens and illuminates, it evens your skin tone, it visibly firms your skin, and it minimizes the appearance of imperfections. So I really like this lotion. I use it personally, and so it's good for your visitors. Anything that you really love, and you want to recommend, it's good to put it in there for your visitor to try it. If they don't like it, they can leave it and not use it. But if they love it, then they will really appreciate getting it from you. This is a nice large size. This also comes in a trial size that's about half the size of this one. But I place this in for daytime or regular moisturization throughout the day. And then I've got a nighttime lotion that I really love. Sorry about that. This one is the Sleep by Bath & Body Works, and it's got orange essential oil and cedarwood, and it has a delicious scent. Yes, it smells quite nice. And this is perfect for your guest for right before bed. And I think that if you leave this basket right at the bedside and take this sleep lotion and place it on the very top of the basket, it will encourage your guests to use this at night. It's a beautiful glass bottle. And again, it's by Bath & Body Works. And they're a well-respected company. I think that this is a perfect addition to your basket. Get a closer look at it. I mentioned in my last basket video that deodorant is a great gesture. If you don't want to be suggestive to your guest, you can leave the deodorant out, but I think if I were the guest, I would be appreciative of it. This one is the Gentleman's deodorant. Now I've left the feminine deodorant out of this basket, but if a couple were staying with you, you definitely do not want to put one deodorant and leave the other. You definitely want both deodorants, his and hers. That way, you're not saying that perhaps one guest needs it and the other one does not. So this one is Degree. You always want to go with a gentle antiperspirant. In a lot of cases, you should choose the sensitive skin variety or unscented. That is just being safe and being cautious for your house guest. I have included in this basket some cotton swabs, Q-tips. This is a trial size. It's got 50 cotton swabs in it. Because these have so many uses, it's just a fair assumption to think that your guest may need them during an extended stay. Again, it's all about the details, and little details like this are what is going to make your house guest remember their stay with you. You would think that one wouldn't normally forget their toothbrush, but people definitely forget their toothbrush. And so I have placed a his and hers toothbrush in this basket because it's better to be safe than sorry. And you don't want your house guest to have to run out and leave to go grab any toiletry items. Now, of course, if you had one single house guest, you would only need to place one toothbrush in the basket. But be aware that you should always place a toothbrush in the basket that is completely packaged like this one. You can see here that is completely sealed in the package. This one happens to come in a 2-pack. And of course, if I'm putting toothbrush in the basket, got to put toothpaste in the basket. This one is by Crest. Although your guest bathroom is probably already stocked with toothpaste, it's still very nice to have your own little toothpaste tester tube. I think some guests would prefer to use their own toothpaste here rather than a used open tube, and that would depend on how close you are with your guest and if your guest is family, but I think it's a safe bet to go ahead and spend $1 or less to have their own toothpaste. And now, I like to put shampoo and conditioner. Now, each guest is going to have their own preference. I like to choose something that I feel will suit all hair types, from oily to dry. And I always assume that my guest is going to condition their hair as well. I like to put a large, full size in the basket because I want to make sure that my guest has plenty. And in the very worst case scenario, they will have lots left over and can either take it with them when they go, or they'll leave it in my guest bathroom and I'll have it available for guests later. This one is L'Oreal Extraordinary Clay. It contains 3 refined clays. It's fresh and it's lightweight on your roots. It's a balancing shampoo. It smells really nice as well. And then the conditioner. It also has the refined clays, and it's silicone free. And it's a very lightweight conditioner because I have used it as well. And the clays help to absorb oil at your roots. But it also is very lightweight and does not weigh down your hair. And then finally, you may remember that I like to place some kind of reading material in my basket. I've put HGTV magazine, but you definitely want to put something in your basket that suits your guest again. Know your guest's hobbies or interests. I like to put a nice glossy magazine. You may also put a book or something else that you know that your that your guest is interested in. But in this case, I know my guest is really interested in home improvement and gardening. And so I definitely want to give my guest something to read or look at. And this is a nice glossy, easy to read magazine for a while your guest is lounging. Spending time in your home. And there are all sorts of interesting articles and projects for your guest. You may also want to place a magazine for gentlemen, whatever that gentleman is interested in. You can see it's nice glossy pages. So I hope that you got some ideas for a hospitality basket for your home. And I would love to see what creations you come up with and different ideas to help make your guests feel comfortable while they're staying with you. So please let me see your videos and your pictures of your creations. And I will see you next week with a role play. And I love you all. Have a good night.